Rakesh, do you have one? Okay, here's another one.
Good afternoon, Ms. Judith. I'm Anuradha, City Head of Chennai. I'm not an image consultant. But I would definitely like to get this clarified when inquiries come to us for one-on-one consulting. I would like you to tell us, how do we convince a client when it comes to gender and age, two factors based on which sometimes the client decides whether I need to take one-on-one consulting with this image consultant or not, because we have faced this. So how do we convince him, or how do the image consultants who are of different age groups convince a 50-year-old man standing in front and assume the image consultant is too young to handle it? Is age or gender a factor to decide for a client whether he needs to sign up with this image consultant or not?
Now, you know the answer to that question as well as I do, as everybody does. Of course it does. It makes a difference, absolutely. Devanshi, don't go anywhere. You know what's coming. Here's this little feminine sweetheart, and she's going to face all sorts of obstacles going out there to do a corporate presentation. They're going to see her as small, diminutive, and assume she doesn't know very much yet. Now, what she's got to do, and for any of those situations, is to have a few one-liners, and hopefully they'll get a little bit of a laugh, otherwise we all cry. But a few one-liners to disarm it in the beginning, and then do exactly what I hear you do and what I teach my students. You give them a zinger. Your first teaching points out of your mouth, they're things they don't know. The very first things you teach them, they don't know about, and we've got a lot of that. And she comes up with that. And you develop a strong voice, and she's got that, right? But it's absolutely true. You got to anticipate those problems. That's probably been the hardest thing in my entire career. What are the people thinking? Figuring out what they're going to think before they think it, and figuring out how to disarm it before it comes up, because it is an emotional situation. I tell them right out that our field is one of the most emotional, with negative response. I'll ask them, right, how many of you don't want to be here today? You know, that disarms them right there. They're so shocked that I know some of them don't want to be there. And then the character, and it's in your books. If you go through your books, I have what I call reality checks. Now, they're generic for every reader, but you need to know I really wrote them for you. And with that in mind, if you'll read, I'm warning you about some of the things that are going to come up, and therefore what to have in your head to come out of your mouth when it does, so you're ready. That's what we want to have happen. Does that help? Okay. I think our time's about up. We got one more? Okay.
Hi, it's Upasana again. Since we were talking about men over here, so I always have this question in my mind, which bothers me a lot. We have been watching these makeover programs, like What Not to Wear on TLC. So it's always like all these makeover programs are majorly for women. Why not men? Are they shy enough not to come over and say that we need a makeover? Or, I mean, I really need an answer for this thing.
Okay. I think I know the answer. Look how many women are here. Hello. How many male image professionals do we have? Not many. Who come to us? More men or more women? I know, and I love you, and you're handsome. But serious. Oh, and again, laugh every once in a while. You have to. Menswear is easy. So simple. Their dress is classic, it's basic, easy to put together, and so on. Go to Etro and take a look at what they're doing. Oh my gosh, if you want to see the art of dress for men, and yet I've never seen any men wearing it, but it's magnificent. Anyway, menswear is easy, and they don't have as much need so they don't come to us as often. Women, we have the more curvaceous bodies with more fitting problems. We have many more clothing styles to choose from, options, which I love the options. Don't give them away. But at the same time, that's how many more opportunities for mistakes. And we know they're out there. That's why the business should exist, because they're making so many mistakes. So they come to us more often. So more shows, because that's the consumer. But we know it applies. My books, the original book that was done, it was wardrobe strategies for women. That's all my publisher wanted. And I wanted to say, hey, let's leave it generic. They wouldn't. So where the breakout books came from was my response to, the minute it was done, I'm taking those chapters out and putting men back in, just exactly because it applies to everybody, in the home, the school, the church, the community, as well as the workplace. So back to your articles, back to your flyers, back to any marketing you do, you make sure it's out there that you have services for men as well as women.
But then what I feel is that men in India or anywhere else, they don't feel the need of it. They
Oh, we got a couple of people who want to get on this. Now, here's a panel for you next time, right?
We have
this would
few
be great.
exceptions over here, I believe so. But then
It's going after your niche market. And now, this is so amazing, though, when you think about it. Who is more famous as fashion designers, men or women? Duh, and hairstylists, you know, all of it. It's the men. And of course, it's because more women go and they flock to the man, the token man. That's exactly what happens. But we've just got to become more visible. We've got to identify what those problems are.
Absolutely.
We need to have the testimonials with the pictures, the befores and the afters, and just do it ourselves. And by the way, there's an option for one of you to do the first men's makeover show. You got it? Okay, we'll do it. Uh-huh. Okay, let's do it, sir.
This is Kurush from Mumbai.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm outnumbered by the women consultants here.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. I just wanted to know that basically, when it comes to male consulting doing one-on-one, would women actually like to come to male consultants, or would they still prefer to go to the women consultants because there's so few of us?
If you can establish your credibility, your objectivity, and so on like that, I think women will absolutely flock to you.
Yep.
And you heard what I told him? I didn't say it was just because he's cute.
Thank you.
See, now I am a new great-grandmother, so I can get away with saying things like that.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to your question, because I think I've been one of the most senior image consultants here. At least I was one of the first to start off. But I would say I have majority male clients than actual female. I would say the balance is 70-30, maybe 60-40. But yes, I think I have more male clients than women clients at an individual level, and that has been the case for the past 2 years that I've been in this business.
And it's a matter of how you establish your branding.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's very possible. As you do the corporate seminars, business, and I dislike the word corporate seminar, because how many businesses are out there that are not the corporate office? I mean, it really should just be business seminar, and that takes in everybody. But I did one not long ago, and I had 30 men and 6 women. That's very typical in a business setting. And it's from there, and we do seminars to get the private one-on-one clients. It works.
Hi, this is Bijoya. Hi, Judith, how are you?
I think
Okay,
I'm doing
have
better.
a
It's almost
typical-
over.
I know, I have a very typical challenge which I'm facing every day in my office. When we talk about professional dressing, when I declare, okay, fine, in this month we are going to have 1-day professional dressing session with all my people, they get very excited. And that day they listen very carefully. For 2 days they come like that. They are very enthusiastic. And on 3rd day, they're back to their normalcy. Oh, how do I go about it? I mean, that's a very real great challenge I'm facing every day in my office.
My first thought,
Well, my work will affect.
it's going to have to be in your follow-up.
Okay.
How you stay in touch with them, how you remind them of what they learned. is going to be teaching them to think about what's the cost to me if I don't keep it up. What am I risking? And then I would just keep going back, and we do have market approaches and something called Going the Extra Mile, which is like over 25 different approaches for follow-ups. And that's what you're going to have to do to keep that information in their face.
So I need to have a proper, regular image consultant in my office then.
It's part of your, it becomes part of your marketing plan. It has to be.
It has to be,
Okay?
yeah.
But
Thank
that's a
you.
great question. And all of these kinds of questions give you food for thought for next year's conference. Keep the questions coming. Thank you.
Okay, I will just like to sort of answer some of the questions that you had with the perspective here from the last 3 years. So what Upasana asked about male clients, now of course there are no male makeover shows, because probably like if you look at cosmetics, I mean earlier it used to be mostly women cosmetic advertising, now it started from, I'm sure there will be. But let me correct you that as far as clients are concerned, till today, out of all consultants, any corporate training, any one-to-one consulting, almost 80 to 90% clients are male. So that's one thing that you should always keep in mind. And so nothing wrong with that. I mean, in fact, it's easier, as Judith said, that yes. And of course, one question was that some people don't realize the need. That's always going to happen. I mean, if you are trying to do something and if people immediately start realizing the need, then where is the problem? Then everything will be hunky-dory from day one. So we are going to advertise. In fact, we have made a beautiful ad which we will release after a few months, where the headline says that everyone needs help, only intelligent ones ask for it. And then before I finish, of course, Shilpa's question, I'll completely agree with it. Most men in India are diamonds. There is no doubt about it. Absolutely at all, right?
And because in the past, it is the predominant audience being women, and so most of the materials are regarding women, but with your potential particularly, and wanting to reach, and all the information applies to the men just the same as the women, but we will be coming on with new visuals relating to menswear. That's what you need, and we'll do it. Okay? Thank you.